I welcome you one and all to the series. Does a day ever end without you complaining about something? The text for our reflection is from the book of Exodus chapter 16 verse 2, and it reads, "There too the whole community of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron." My aim is to highlight the pattern of the people resorting to complaining whenever they faced a challenge. Complaining is a complete waste of one's energy. Those who complain the most accomplish the least, says Robert Tell. How often does a day end without us complaining about one thing or another? The passage says, "There too, the whole community of Israel complained." What we deduce is how complaining has become a pattern for the people of Israel. A careful reading of Israel's history, especially from the time Moses entered Egypt to deliver them, to the time they got to the promised land, reveals that the first thing they did whenever there was a challenge was to complain. In Exodus chapter 14, when the Israelites were being pursued by the Egyptians, what did they say? They said to Moses, "Why did you bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Weren't there enough graves for us in Egypt? What have you done to us? Why did you make us leave Egypt?" Exodus chapter 14, verse 11. So what we deduce over here is this attitude of complaining. Meanwhile, we know that the call of Moses to deliver them from Egypt was because they had cried to God for deliverance. Yet in the face of a challenge, they make it sound as if Moses coerced them to leave Egypt and has subsequently deceived them. That notwithstanding, God made a way for them to walk on dry ground through the Red Sea. And what happened? They were full of joy and praise to God. Later in Exodus chapter 15, we read that when they traveled through the desert and came to the oasis of Marah, the water was bitter. And what did they do? They complained against Moses. But Moses cried to God, and the water became good for drinking. Then not long after that, they became hungry. And as usual, they complained. Can we imagine what they said? "If only the Lord had killed us back in Egypt," they moaned. "Then we sat around pots filled with meat and ate all the bread we wanted. But now you have brought us into this wilderness to starve us all to death." Exodus chapter 16 verse 3. Isn't this annoying? They make it appear that Moses took them out of Egypt against their will. Every challenge was an opportunity for them to grumble. With this attitude, they easily forgot what God had done for them. The truth is that those who complain often are unable to count their blessings. Those who complain are never content, no matter how much they have. Those who complain have a sense of entitlement that robs them of the joy of the present. Those who complain are always on the lookout for more, that they fail to enjoy the moment. For Keith Evans, when you constantly complain about things, you rob yourself. You take away the ability to see things in a more objective manner. You close out all the possible solutions. So what is the way forward? Instead of complaining, we must begin each day thanking God or acknowledging the air we breathe. We must begin each day acknowledging the different parts of our bodies that are functioning. It's important that we acknowledge the people around us. Instead of complaining, it's important that we acknowledge the opportunities we have. We must be conscious of the privileges we enjoy, and also end each day on the same note of thanksgiving. Someone has said, and I quote, "It is not happy people who are thankful. Rather, it is thankful people who are happy." So if you want to be happy, that we must learn to be thankful. St. Paul admonishes us in 1 Corinthians 10 verse 10 that we should not grumble like the people of Israel did and suffer death. The truth is that complaining is destructive. So we all need to be well. God bless you.